from what you've mentioned, there's trends in transportation and development. Any new events considering and talking about transportation this week?
That's another good question, Maria. The transportation is integrally linked actually to real estate development, and one of the issues, like in terms of choices, why people buy, and one of the things Bob Rennie was mentioning at his event, is number one is location, but transit ranks very, very high for many buyers, particularly younger people, because younger people are actually not getting driver's licenses to the same degree as previous generations. And part of that is the U-Pass. When they go to university, they get the U-Pass, they get used to riding the transit system. So what's happening in transit development, there's basically two areas that are next in line after the Evergreen line is built to Coquitlam Centre. And the Evergreen line is expected to be finished in 2016, and that's going from Lougheed Town Centre right into Coquitlam through Port Moody. Next is either Surrey, where there's a proposal, what Surrey City Council favors is 3 light rail lines. One would go down 104th from Surrey Centre to Guildford. The other would go down King George Highway to Newton, and the Newton Arena in that area. And the third would go down Fraser Highway to Langley. So Surrey wants that. That's $2.18 billion. It's unclear whether there's that amount of money available. The other proposal is the Broadway corridor and have a subway going from either Broadway Commercial Station to UBC, the Point Grey campus, or it could leave, from that final stop on the Millennium Line, which is the VCC Clark, and then from there it could go to Thornton, where there's a new Emily Carr campus, maybe up to Main Street, and then along Broadway out to UBC. So TransLink is looking at these options. Both of them will require funding from the federal and provincial governments. I would suggest the Broadway subway would be $3 billion. So it's an interesting thing. So what I did was I actually looked at the French transportation system, because France is a world leader, along with Germany and Hong Kong, in terms of moving people by rapid transit.
And Japan.
And Japan, of course, yes. And so what happened with France is I was looking at, they have a government-owned corporation called SNCF, which is in 120 countries. And SNCF has a subsidiary called Keolis. So Keolis is actually not building, but it will operate its first light rail line in Canada, and this is in Kitchener-Waterloo. So on May 9th, they finished, they kind of have done the final agreement there. And now the question I have is whether Keolis, or like the French transportation giant, may want to get involved in transportation in the Lower Mainland. And one of the places where the Kitchener-Waterloo, it includes a rapid bus. It's very similar to the proposal in Surrey, because in Surrey, one of the lines that goes down to Newton under the City Council, what they favor is there would be a rapid bus that then goes from Newton to White Rock. So it would basically connect White Rock and the 3 of the major areas in Surrey and Langley, all through rapid transit, and then people could funnel onto the SkyTrain and then head to New Westminster over the bridge and back to the Burnaby and Vancouver. So we're seeing an integrated transportation network by transit develop. It's happening slowly. Usually there's one line a decade. This decade it's the Evergreen line, but maybe we'll get 2 in a row. The problem is Christy Clark, the Premier, has announced a new bridge to replace the Massey Tunnel. That's going to be colossally expensive, and that may take money away from opportunities to expand the transit system.
Right, and with all these new expansions, do you think the prices will go up for transit?
I think that's a definite possibility. I think there is a certain elasticity of demand where when the prices go up, people use transit less. Yeah, but what we've seen is a significant increase actually in transit usage since the opening of the Canada Line, and that put a lot more people on transit. But right now, TransLink has some serious financial challenges. Part of the issue is they built the Golden Ears Bridge between Maple Ridge and Langley, and it's a toll bridge, but they're not getting the traffic that they anticipated. So TransLink has to put about $40 million a year just to pay money that they didn't expect. Another problem TransLink has is their revenue is related to fuel taxes. A lot of people are driving hybrid cars. A lot of people are driving cars with better gas mileage. And another problem is a lot of people are not driving, and the younger people and the aging baby boomers. So they're not generating the fuel tax revenues that they expected. And so that is putting upward pressure on transit fares.
Okay. Thank you so much, Charlie, for your wonderful insight on this week's new community events. I'm Maria for WOW TV, and don't forget to pick up your local copy of the Georgia Straight or visit them on www.straight.com. Thank you for watching. Bye.
感谢收看今天的大温故事，我们下期再见。